Good morning! So I have kind of a different sort of video for you guys today. This is more like a quick tip kind of video, if you will. It's just kind of a question that I get asked a lot, which is about eyeshadow primers, particularly for like oily eyelids or people who have a rough time keeping their eyeshadow in place and looking really good throughout the day. Before I get started though, my background is a little bit different. I switched the angle and I added a piece of artwork up there, and if you know what that is a reference from, put it in the comments below and we will be best friends forever. But that is a copy of an actual piece of art, and it's very, very famous. It says PRADA Marfa, and then it says 1837? Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1837 miles is an area in Texas called Marfa, and two artists got together and built a kind of like mock Prada store in the middle of the desert. Marfa is like a desert and there's just kind of nothing there, and so these artists got together and designed like a faux Prada store, and they even had like a bunch of Prada shoes and maybe accessories shipped in so that they could display them there and pretend it was an actual store. And it's like kind of an artistic joke because it's not a real store. You can't actually go in there and buy anything. It's like totally locked up. So anyway, I think it's the coolest thing ever, and I think it's a really cool story and a really cool like piece of art. And after I saw it, I fell completely in love with the sign and decided I had to have one in my home. So I decided that I was actually going to make one myself. That way I could have whatever size I wanted and things like that. So I did make my own stencils for the letters, and I made them like exactly as close as I could get to the actual Prada font that is on the sign, and I hand painted the letters on there and the arrow and everything. So anyway, that is just my quick little update, and let's get into the primer video. So I have here a bunch of the typical primers that I will use. There are a couple different types. One is like the thinner consistency, which includes like certain liquid primers and also concealers. Now personally, I would never use it without another primer on top. So that gets into what I call my double prime, and that entails two steps. The first step is always going to be something liquid, and I use my MAC paint pots as a first step because they're a little bit thinner in consistency, a little bit wetter. So that's kind of how you judge it. So if you think about something being like a super dry cream, that's what you want for your second step of your prime. I'll use anything from a NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil, or like Makeup Forever has the Aquamatic, which are incredible, by the way. You can use something like a cream eyeliner. So I have this one from Inglot. It's white. You can use something like, you know, Black Track Fluid Line if you're doing a really dark black smoky eye or something like that. So that's what you want for your second step in your primer. Now if you have eyelids that tend to crease or tend to let your shadow wear off throughout the day, you want to try and adopt a two-step prime. It's just the best way that I've found. I mean, whenever I do weddings, unless the person has super dry skin, I am always doing that double prime because that is going to keep it in place all day long. And like, for example, a wedding or event is the last place that you want your eyeshadow creasing. So you have to just try things out and see what works for you, but I am telling you, there are very few eyelids that the double prime is not going to work for. It's a really pretty foolproof method. Really, in my opinion, keep it simple. Just do a double prime, liquid, cream, and then do all your shadows. Bam, you're done. So I hope this was helpful and that maybe you learned something and have some ideas to kind of try out on your eyelids. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!